Good morning, stick people. It's Saturday morning and we've come to Les Bouchauds, which is the Gallo-Roman amphitheatre. It's just outside Rouillac, so we've parked down there by the road, and as we were walking along we saw this game trail. So we've come into the wood, and the first thing we saw was that pinned arch just over there. So we came in and we've just been looking around, and this is the first lot of interesting stuff that we've come across. So we've got an old brake that's holding down a little pinned arch. It's only, I don't know, about 3 feet high, and then some quite interesting sticks laid across there. And then Rob's just pointing up here to something else, so let's go and have a look. Tomorrow we're going to go back to the gifting site, so don't worry, we haven't forgotten it. But today we thought we'd come out, try not to get shot, and have a look. Look, there's another, hang on Rob, I've just seen another pinned arch there. What did you say, honey bun? Oh yeah, and this Lena. That's quite interesting. Now if you guys remember, this is the wood where there are 2 or 3 structures, but we think possibly they're bushcraft because the kids do come in here in the summer holidays and do bushcrafting, so we can't be sure. I like that white stick, that's nice, that really stands out. So again, as we've noticed before, and GPE notices this as well, that there seems to be a lot of stuff on the edge of the wood, as though, you know, it's leaving information or messages for things coming into the wood. That's quite interesting. And then those. Now we have had some windy weather. Rob, have we had any big storms lately?
No.
I can't recall, but we did have some big storms in the past sort of 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So we cannot say that this lot is not just wind art. There's another one. Oh, Rob's just said something's interesting. Hang on, let's climb over this. I'm coming. Just pick my way through here.
Just
What?
that looked interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looks a bit like an asterisk again, doesn't it? It is a very busy little spot, but again, it is this wood, and it does break easily. We've noticed this a lot. Look at that one. A little pinned arch there. And that's helping to hold it in place. Right, so I'll stop for a minute and we'll walk on. Now I'm filming this bit just so that you can notice and understand the difference here compared to the bit where I was just filming at the beginning. You see, there isn't anything on the ground, whereas in the other bit there was bits of wood and stuff everywhere. There's this broken in the tree, but I mean that could have easily have come from up there. But apart from that, there isn't anything laying about. Whereas in the other bit, there was a massive amount. And this is one of the things that I'm not being able to find an explanation for at all. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Rob's gone off up there, look, but I can see a big pinned arch over there. Just come up this hill. I'm a bit puffed out because I'm old. There's a nice pinned arch there that we've just looked at. It's really old woodland here. Look at that. Massive pinned arch there. I can't even tell which way it goes. So I think it starts there and then goes up and over and down. Yeah, it's poked in the ground there. That's nice. You see there's a cut tree there. They do manage this woodland, slightly. And they keep the paths clear. Hang on, Rob's found... What have you found, hon? Hang on, let us get a bit nearer and then we can hear what you're saying, because this microphone isn't brilliant.
Right, I think that...
Oh, that's come from somewhere else.
There, but look,
it is,
look where it's balanced.
I know.
Look, just on that little bit of
twig.
I
know, on that bit of twig sticking out.
Yeah, and that's solid.
But how did that fall down and break so that big bit ended up there and then another bit of it ended up here?
The only way that could physically happen would be if that fell down and got jammed and the weight of it snapped that end off and it flicked up and landed
and it flicked
like that.
round.
But the chances of that, it's only on
I know.
an inch or two. And
I know,
it's
but
solid.
it's very solid.
So if I pull that up...
Oh no, don't, because you
fall
might
down.
destroy it and then we might be in trouble with the forest folk. So this debris in here could be the leftovers of the stuff falling out of the tree.
Well, some of it might be, looks like different stuff.
I know, this
Not
is
the
the
same
thing.
stuff.
They're not the same types
But
of
that
tree.
could be where it's just
Oh,
on
but
that
look
bit.
at that one, Rob, we missed that.
Oh,
Look, that looks like it's holding it up.
Oh, like we've seen before.
What was that noise then?
I think it's a car.
Was it?
No, it's not holding up. Look, it's just next to it.
Oh, how weird. It didn't sound like a car, Rob. It sounded like a sheep. There aren't any sheep round here, are there? That's odd. Oh, look, there's another big pinned arch there. A nice Y stick there, floating in the sky. Oh, now that's interesting, Rob. Look, all of those trees all laying over in that direction with a break.
And there's sort of like a bit
in
of like
that
an edge
top
on
bit.
it there
I
with
know.
a small branch.
It makes you wonder whether that's somewhere to hide or a den. Yeah. You know, we're making all of this up. We have no proof at all. Right, we'll find a bit more and then we'll film again. This is quite an interesting spot. So it's a good clear area. You can see the ground. And it's just leaves, and then all of a sudden there's all this stuff. Now, has that just fallen out of these trees in the wind, or is there another reason? Has this been laid down here so something could lie on it and not be damp, because we've had so much rain? I find that quite interesting. And there's that sort of possible den type thing over there just behind it. But this is a great spot because you're right on the side of the hill and you can see for miles. And there's tons and tons of deer and wild boar in these woods, so there's no shortage of food at all. Seeing quite a few lemurs, but we have no evidence of why they're there. Oh, Rob's telling me to come. He's found something. Hawkeye hang on, hon, let me get close and then we can hear you speak.
It's just those bits leaning up against the
I
log.
know, see that decorating of a fallen tree. We see this all the time. But for some reason, branches, small sticks of a certain length get leaned up against a tree. They're never long ones, they're never hugely thick, but they always end up leaning against a tree. Now, why is that? It's so lovely in here. Oh, look, there's something up there. We'll go and have a look. Now, this tree is, how tall is this, Rob? 12 feet? 15 feet?
That is probably your 6, probably about 10 feet.
10 feet, but it looks like it's a twisting break. And I didn't think twisting breaks existed without hands doing it. I'm not saying that the forest folk did that, because I think probably the tree's too big, but how does the wind twist a tree so that it breaks like that?
And it's the only one.
And it's the only one, yeah. There's a very nice area. This feels a bit to me like a seating area, a bit like a wallow. Now, if you guys look back at the last video that we made at the Roman amphitheatre, you'll see, I'll put a link to it underneath here in a minute, but you'll see that we've been to this bit before, and the last time we came we commented on these sticks and things leaning on here, but also this little selection of sticks lying here, and they're all still here. Now, whether this was somebody making a den, you could possibly put a piece of tarpaulin over here like that, and then sleep on the other side of it down there. But that's interesting. I mean, why would they land there? They wouldn't. I mean, either a human's put them there or something with hands has put them there, because they're all a uniform shape. Those three look together that Rob's just moving. It's weird, isn't it? We've just seen this and it's a load of sticks. I mean, it looks like a barricade. We're about, 50 metres from the path now. Now, they've all broken or been broken off there, then laid down, but then, for some reason, they've had this big one laid over the top of them, and that's a lot heavier than these small ones that have broken down first.
And this looks like one of those that's been
does,
laying on the ground, and then it's been put
and then
here
somebody's
afterwards.
lifted it up and put it on here. Yeah. So is it a barricade for some reason? Right, you can see this thing up in the air on the top of a tree, so I'm going to zoom into it and see if you can see what it is. We wondered if it was a bird of prey. Rob pointed this out to me. So we've got a little arch above it. It's not pinned or anything, it just curves over. But then that's leaning against this one. And then these two are crossed in the nook of that, and another bit of a stick as well, in the little twist of those bendy, breakable little trees, saplings, and that stands out. And then just behind it there's another little leaner, and then this Y stick threaded through there. Just seemed like a, oh look, and a little cross there. Rob just made a really weird groaning noise then because he was yawning, and that really frightened me. this is interesting too. So we've got a little cross, and then we've got a little flurry of breaks and leaners there as well. But again, we're talking about these funny little things, saplings that break so easily. So these are by the trail. We've got a twisted break there that's been broken off and then twisted back in that direction, and then directly opposite we've got two more breaks just there. Now our question was, has that been done by humans to keep the paths clear? So we've been on that path down there, and we looked up and we noticed this gnarly old pinned arch, which must have been there a long time because it's very old wood. But then look at this. It starts there and goes up here, curves right over, and then comes along there. We've seen a pinned arch, so Rob's just checking. So it's poked in the ground, about 4 inches. So there's one pinned arch, then above it is another one that I think probably snapped off, but I have no evidence of that at all. Then there's this at the top of the hill, and we've come across this. So that makes a cross there, and then there's that leaner stuck in it. Another one there. Goes off down there. There's a big one, that big one there. I mean, I don't know whether they've fallen out of a tree. I suppose they could easily have done. Some more coming into there. And then here, one of those stripped bark leaners that shows up really clearly. I wonder if these show up to them really well in the dark. And then another leaner coming in that way. So it's very much a 3D structure, pattern, sign, language, I don't know. But this is a great spot up here. What a good spot to sit and look, because very few people who come to the Roman amphitheatre would bother to do the climbing and clambering about that we've just done. So I wouldn't have thought a lot of people come up here. So I saw that cross, but then as I was walking past it, I then saw that little tiny glyph. I mean, it's only as big as my hand, stuck in there. And then that is also leaning up against this log that goes through the tree. Just an odd collection of things together. We found this break, and this is a real solid tree. This isn't a spindly dead tree. That is a really solid tree. So why is that snapped? And then just behind it is this Y stick, look. That's the bit of the Y that's come off, yeah. Right, just behind this tree is a fresh break. Now that is seriously twisted, look. It should have been growing up there in that direction towards me. And you can see where it's been twisted back underneath itself and over there. So why would that happen? I mean, it's not, the trees are here, so it's not like this is in the way of anything. So I just think that seems a bit odd. And look, there's another stripped bark one there as well. That seemed strange to me. We think now that we've found the water source for this area. If you look down there, I'll just zoom in. That to us looks like a piece of swampy, damp ground. So we reckon that that's where the water drains to. So that's probably where everything would come to have a drink. So it's good to know that there's a good water source. We know there's a couple of reservoirs and there are those 7 springs in the area dotted around at various places, but that, a bit of swampy ground, would be a great place to lie in wait to grab a deer or something.